Buckle up, America, because we're about to take you on a terrifying tour of our nation's cities. Remember when the biggest threat in urban areas was overpriced coffee and hipster beard oil? Well, now we've got Venezuelan gangs turning apartment complexes into fortresses of fear. From Aurora, Colorado to Chicago, Illinois, it's like a real life game of Grand Theft Auto, except the NPCs are your elected officials and they are all set to useless. Now, check this out. Are you listening? With Venezuelan gangs taking over your cities, you need to protect yourself on the roads too. Recent reports show drivers with dash cams are 60% less likely to be found at fault in traffic accidents, saving time and money on legal battles. This easy-to-install dash cam records every detail, offering collision documentation, 24/7 security, and memorable drive capture. Featuring 4K Ultra HD night vision, 24/7 motion detection, and loop recording, it's a must-have for enhanced safety in these dangerous times. Drive with more confidence and peace of mind. Visit carvisionx.com to get free express shipping and several bonuses with every order during their summer special. Don't miss out on this opportunity to increase your safety and security on the road. Now, check this out. This is the governor who says that the Venezuelan armed gangs aren't taking over apartment buildings in Colorado. Yeah. Remember this? Remember when he made this little video pandering to the Hispanic community? Oh, yeah. Well, now he is getting a big gift from the Venezuelan community. Yeah. Listen to this. I'm going to show you this video here, but first, this is just 3 hours ago. This is the most recent update we have from Savannah Hernandez, Aurora, Colorado. Migrants apparently are holding a protest at the apartment complex in Aurora that's been reportedly overrun by Tren de Aragua. Aragua? Am I saying it right? I don't know. They state that this was the first time this has happened, and it's other people from this country that have tried to break in to their apartments. They're holding signs reading, "Stop lying. They aren't gangs. Stop slumlords now." Migrants state that the real problem isn't gangs, but their conditions that we're forced to live in every day. They state there are no gangs and no criminals in the area and that the city is racist and discriminating against them in not renovating their apartment complex. Oh, so now we're getting the real story?
Where we live. To start, this is the first time this has happened, but it was some people who were trying to break in, who broke into that apartment. But it's not just those people. We've actually had other groups, other people from this country who have tried to come to the complex, who have tried to break in, who have tried telling us that there are gangs here and have tried to get into where we live.
No gangs. No gangs here. No gangs.
The other questions.
Okay, no gangs, right? Okay, so let me ask this. Why do we have reports otherwise? Why do we have mothers going on camera and reporting these atrocities? For example, this is a perfect counter to that. Just a day ago, Jesse Kelly posts, "Don't let the system gaslight you about what's happening in Aurora, Colorado. It's very real, it's very bad, and it only gets worse from here unless the communists are removed from power." This is allegedly an email that he received. He says, I'm a police officer in Aurora, Colorado, and we are in the news for a recent story about the armed Venezuelan gang members taking over apartment complexes. I'm happy to see the story make national news to where the Aurora Police Department, command staff, and City of Aurora leadership are being asked the hard questions about what's occurring. Unfortunately, these leaders are not being truthful or they are acknowledging the problem as they know it to be. They're also trying to minimize the issue by implying the issue is confined to just apartment complexes in the city. This could not be further from the truth. The Venezuelans are wreaking havoc throughout the entire city. Please help keep the story in the spotlight so the city of Aurora can no longer downplay the matter. The reality is the citizens and our officers are not safe as long as the issue continues to be ignored and real solutions are not being implemented. Due to my employment status and the internal information I possess on this matter, I cannot have you air my name. So this person clearly revealing that what you're seeing presented by the media when they try to downplay it is absolute gaslighting. We've been getting gaslit for the last 4 years, whether it's Biden's health, whether it's the successful economy, whether it's on inflation, and now this. I mean, we have so much video. It's overwhelming. Here is 4 days ago. The Aurora, Colorado mayor details the migrant gang takeover. Listen to this.
Intimidation, and then collected the rents. These gangs apparently are attracted to where there's a concentration of Venezuelan migrants, and so they've in fact have kind of pushed out the property management through intimidation, and then collected the rents. And arrests have been made, but these operations are still ongoing.
So the Venezuelans cross the border. They know where the other Venezuelans are, and by the nature of the nationality, the already ingrained fear of the Venezuelan gangs, that fear is then brought to their front door in these complexes. Let's see what this is. South American gangs, 18 hours ago, beginning to take over more buildings in the United States. Prepare for this to get
in cities
worse.
All across 32 armed Venezuelan gang members taking over an apartment complex in Chicago. First it was Aurora, Colorado. Now Chicago is experiencing something very similar. It's going to start happening in cities all across America with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden leading the country. They're letting in millions of unvetted people.
32 Venezuelans are trespassing the building, showing guns in the courtyard, and they have motorcycles.
32 armed Venezuelan gang
was executed yesterday.
Members taking over.
So that is just one piece of the puzzle, because it's spread to Chicago now. Here is police officers on camera. You ready for this? Now, I've heard corroborating stories locally in my own hometown about policies very similar to this. But what you're about to see. The police officer says, I've arrested a double homicide suspect in the city before and let him walk out the door because we're a sanctuary city. Sanctuary cities are letting these people walk even in the middle of committing a crime. Listen to this.
We'll grab his information and see what we can do, but this, like I said,
can you please collect the information? He said that he's already illegal. He already said that he went to...
Okay, hold on, let's back up a little bit. First off, we're a sanctuary city. Even if he is legal here, we cannot call ICE.
Okay, but you still have to report that, right?
No, we don't, because it's a sanctuary city. We do not report illegal undocumented.
So you're going to let a person who went to prison, he committed a crime in America, who's illegal right now, you're going to let him go free right now to this elevator?
That's exactly what I'm saying, because we're a sanctuary city. I've arrested a double homicide suspect in this city before and let him walk out the door because we're a sanctuary city. We're not going to call ICE to come pick him up and deport him.
He came to pick up $320,000 from your, him, or mine, grandmother and grandfather, and he's walking away freely right now, right? That's what I'm understanding right now.
I understand that, but you're asking me to call ICE or the...
I'm not asking you to call ICE. We're just asking you to take seriously that he's trying to repeat offend when he's already illegal.
He flew
repeating
from
what
New
he's
York.
already been doing.
He said, I'm in Chinatown in New York. They pay for his...
They are letting him walk.
Now what's this?
They are letting them walk, my friends. Okay, this was 5 days ago. Mothers in Aurora, Colorado, taking to social media express how they now fear for their lives and are terrified to go to the park with their children because of the armed Venezuelan illegals.
So bad. So what's going on with this, like, gang thing? Because, like, literally, I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm a mom. Some of my friends are moms, too. And it's gotten so bad to the point we don't even want to take our kids to the park without being in a group. And even in a group, we have to make sure that someone has a taser. We have some type of, like, pepper spray. We have to have some type of protection. Me, I don't mess with guns. That's just personally me, because guns, they scare me. So it's just, I don't know. We need to figure out something, because, like, I'm not gonna lie. This is terrifying. And I understand they're coming here for a better life, but at the same time, is this life getting any better when you're bringing what was there here? I don't know. We need to figure something out, because literally me and my son are too scared to even go to a playground.
Did you hear what she said?
for a better life. But at the same time, is this life getting any better when you're bringing what was there here?
When you're bringing what was there here. What did Donald Trump say about the people who are coming across the border? I mean, he said it in speech after speech. They're emptying their prisons and their insane asylums. They're bringing their crime here. Their way of life, their criminal way of life is here. And it is permeating into the cities. Aurora, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois. And here's a story. This is from the New York Post. Today's cover, migrants flooding New York City's justice system, making up 75% of arrests in Midtown as pathetic sanctuary city laws handcuff cops. 3 out of 4 arrested in Midtown, a migrant crime and again. Oh, you want to know what they're bringing here? Watch this guy. This is a Haitian man trying to fly from Chile to Florida. Destroys the American Airlines computers, counters, and monitors after he was told he couldn't board. Well, thank God he couldn't board. Watch this. Yeah, that's what they want to bring here. Now, this guy, a Chicago resident, posted a warning. He ain't going to take it. He's posted a warning to the Venezuelans who are taking over Chicago. He said, this ain't Colorado. Listen to this.
If you know somebody that's in, to all Venezuelans in Chicago, this is the warning. If you ain't on no bullshit, stay neutral. Somebody please translate. Stay neutral. If you know somebody that's in your building on bullshit, don't let them run in that building, and don't let nobody see them run in that building. Because once word get out that that's the building that they in, they gonna chop that bitch down. Whatever building, the abandoned building y'all occupying and all that shit, yeah, you better get your food and just stay in the house. Because they come out doing some bullshit. Y'all gonna regret that. You're gonna really regret that.
So, do you see what's happening here? So you have Venezuelans who are taking over apartments in Aurora, Colorado, now Chicago. And now Chicago residents are saying, nah, we're not going to let this fly. And they're putting out the warning to all their friends, saying, if you see this, you better take action to protect your community. So let me translate that for you, okay?
So, I don't speak Spanish, so somebody need to translate. I hope they got TikTok that translate, I guess. They can kind of make me seem like I'm speaking Spanish.
I'll translate to everybody else, though.
But anyway, take this like a grain of salt if you like. But this ain't Colorado. This ain't Utah. This ain't none of them places. This is just like where you from. The only difference is y'all use a lot of handgun, old revolvers, and machetes and shit. We got switches. We got switches. If you're not familiar with what a switch is, we will show you. We don't really be with all the telling and shit. But we will definitely show you what a switch is.
I think what he's referring to is fully automatic weapons.
So, again, somebody translate. Yeah. Make this known. This ain't like Colorado. I'm just saying.
Ain't like Colorado. It's turning into a war zone. And this is all because of Kamala Harris's policies, the border czars, dereliction of duty. Here's a story. An illegal alien under arrest after crashing into a mom pushing her 4-month-old baby in a stroller. The illegal put the baby back in the stroller and fled, leaving mom bleeding from her head. Denver suburbs experiencing a complete illegal alien gang takeover. City council member sounds the alarm. Let's listen in.
There, Aurora, thank you. We've been hearing about this for quite some time. Residents have shared their concern. We've heard this coming up at city council meetings there. Aurora said we don't have anything to do with this migrant crisis. They're trying to help because we just don't have the space. The hospitals were overwhelmed. What is it that you're seeing right now as far as this Venezuelan gang taking over now the migrant centers there?
It's unreal. It's unreal. Residents tell me they feel like they are living in a third world country.
It's because they are, and because you guys let them in. Remember that whole Feliz Navidad music video? Welcome them and all? Yeah.
At this point, they are going block by block. They are going apartment complex by apartment complex. They are taking it over. I think the city doesn't really know how to handle it. So the city is burying certain properties that have been taken over by this trendy Aragua gang, burying them with code violations and playing it off as if this...
You're going to give a gang code violations? Here's your code violation. Please report to the closest code violation center. Yeah, like they care.
Just simply code violations. But this gang, they are marking their territory. They are putting up their gang-related graffiti on the blocks, on the areas that they have taken over. And quite frankly, I have heard too many stories from too many property owners, business owners, and residents to think that this is anything other than a complete gang takeover in parts of our city.
Like, what are you hearing from them? So say the business owners, for example, what have they been experiencing?
Break-ins, violence, kicking doors in. I had one property owner tell me that a tenant literally vanished from their property. To this day, they don't know what happened to that tenant. His phone was shut off. They had not collected rent. They went, knocked on the door to get into the unit. The Aurora Police Department had to come let them in the unit, and the whole place was filled with guns, money, and giant barrels of gasoline. I am being told that they are running a black market for gasoline. And again, like I said, to this day, they have no idea what happened to that man.
They're running a black market with barrels of gasoline inside of an apartment complex and massive amounts of guns. Thanks, Kamala. Thanks, Joe. 6 days ago, the Aurora police decided to create a special task force to address the concerns about the gang. Here's another one. A mother speaks out after 20 illegal aliens decided to occupy a school bus filled with children in San Diego.
Alegre has the story. And now to a developing story out of the East County tonight. 2 school bus routes in the Hamul Dolzura Union School District were interrupted for 2 straight days after several migrants tried to board school buses. Our Sarah Alegre has the story tonight.
San Diego, Aurora, Colorado, Chicago, New York. It is happening all over the country. Every single state, every single city is a border city now, thanks to Kamala Harris. This is what they want. They want absolute chaos. They want to make sure that everyone's distracted by all this crime. And they're going to go ahead and just steal this election right out from everyone. And then they're going to go ahead and institute their constitution. I mean, their communist takeover. While the chaos is taking place. And all the people who are already used to communism and socialism in their countries, they won't care. They won't even notice. It's like they never left home.
Well, yeah, there have been 2 migrant encounters in the past 2 days involving school buses and young children here at Hamul Dolzura USD. Now, no one was injured and all students are safe, but parents are angry.
Your initial shock is you're helpless.
It's practice night for Nicole Cardinale and her son Apollo. It's the ordinary, but their morning certainly wasn't.
20 illegal migrants tried to get on the bus today at one of our bus stops.
Hours earlier, she got this email letting Nicole know her 8-year-old son was aboard his school bus heading to Hamul Elementary when all of a sudden...
Really confused. He said these adults, they weren't kids. He said, but they had backpacks on, Mom, and they tried to get on our bus. He said, and there was a lot of them.
The district confirmed 20 migrants tried to board the bus Wednesday morning when it stopped to pick up students here along its B route. That's when parents and the driver stepped in, keeping the migrants at bay.
It was definitely really scary.
It also happened Tuesday along Route A, shown here in orange near State Route 94. 3 men walked along the highway trying to stop the bus to, quote, go around their group.
And now to a developing
So, you know what's happening here is it's because buses are going all across the country from the border, whether it's a bus that is, Governor Abbott sending a bus, or if it's another bus from an NGO or something, a non-government organization. So they're used to seeing these buses. They go, oh, okay, well, this must be one of our buses. It's going to take us to the next stop. So they see the bus, and they want to get on. They see all these kids standing there. They go, we're going to get on the bus with them. They don't know the difference. They see a bus. And now your kids are in danger. San Diego. 75% of arrests in Midtown. Let's see. Tommy Learn weighed in just a few hours back. Let's listen.
And that's so condescending due to people. Once again, I am from the Midwest. I'm from South Dakota, neighbor to Colorado. And I have family members that live in the Denver area, and they're terrified. They're horrified at what their state has become. And you know who's most horrified? Is young women. Young women are horrified. Can you imagine being a young woman or a single mother that lived in that apartment complex? Imagine what that must be like. And a lot of people live in these apartment complexes because guess what? They can't afford homes. They can't afford to live anywhere else. This is going to be a growing problem. I don't have to remind all of you that we have millions of migrants in this country. And right now, they're being put up in shelters, maybe hotels in New York. But at some point, that's going to run out. And then you're going to have millions of people that need somewhere to go. And you're going to have millions of young migrants who need somewhere to belong. And to your point, I'm fearful that some of them are going to fall into gang activity through desperation, through belonging, through whatever you want to call it. This is just beginning. This is about to get so much worse. And winter is coming, so people are going to get even more desperate, especially in cities like New York City.
Yep, and that's what we just talked about. 75% of those arrested in Midtown are all migrants. So there you have it, folks. Well, our sanctuary cities have become sanctuaries for criminals. Law-abiding citizens are left to fend for themselves. It's a world where gang members are more comfortable displaying their weapons than police officers. So welcome to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's America, where the only thing that we're tough on is common sense. So stay safe out there. And maybe consider investing in some good running shoes, or maybe discover the real meaning of the Second Amendment.